This game looks awesome.
Moments later.
I'm questioning things. Generic intro into theduckgoesmoo here, back with another Max0r video. Today we're doing Yakuza 0 review, Japan Simulator, Friday Night Fever. I have no idea. It like this right here looks like it's a Japanese game show, which are crazy. But I know that the Yakuza is isn't like the biggest gang, or is that like the word for mafia in Japan? So maybe it's not just like one gang, or maybe it's just like a mafia, which is a broad term, like it's a family, like one family or another. I'm not really sure. The last Max0r video I did was the very first uttering video that he did. I went out of order. I've done 3 Max0r videos. This is the 4th one. You check my reaction to the 3rd one. I'll leave it right out there. Also, link down below in the description. I should make a playlist for Max0r videos in the future. I absolutely love every Max0r videos I ever watched. I gotta turn on my brain. It's so fast paced. It's just the dry delivery and just his tone of voice is everything. I love it. His editing, his music is everything. I love these videos so much. You all seem to enjoy them as well. So thank you so much for watching. This was suggested in the comments of last week's video, or 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago technically, because I couldn't upload for an entire week, and then I got this new green screen here. So in case you're wondering about that, I do read all your comments, at least some down below. I think Joseph was the one that kind of suggested this one, and a couple others. A lot of people also agreed. So I chose Yakuza for right now, but thank you so much for being here. You come Patreon and get these videos a day early. For $3 a month, get you all my reaction videos a day early, and I still read your comments whether you're a patron or not. And I hope you're subscribed. Just hit 80,000 subscribers. Crazy milestone. But let's go ahead and jump into Yakuza 0.
There are spoilers in this video.
Oh, is there?
Yakuza 0 is a groundbreaking business management and unhinged violence simulator where the player is tasked with the thorough exploration of people's faces using your fists. In this Oriental-inspired entertainment product, it's up to you to beat dastardly criminals.
So it's not like a game show.
The economy,
It's
women as a pimp, do
what?
the yoinky sploinky, grained pizza to the illiterate, and so
illiterate,
much
that's
more.
me.
In the backdrop of a murder mystery crime drama incited by rampant real estate speculation,
I haven't watched a Max0r video in like 3 weeks.
What's
his last name?
As they prowl the streets of that weird city from Persona 5. Along the way, doing an excess of justified self-defense mugging to spend their ill-gotten gains on increasingly odd behavior, all in an effort to untangle a sinister power struggle taking place within the Silly Spaghetti People Club, with such esteemed members as the entire cast of Goodfellas and
Never seen Goodfellas.
from the Metal Goose series. Of course, innocents will be caught in the crossfire. It's an inclusive game, but whether I was on the stage, getting invested in the plot, performing gentrification,
what is he gonna be
watching literal in-game pornography.
I'm sorry, the what? They have that in the game?
Wondering what could possibly come next. So despite the darkness and absolute certain murder, it maintains a tonal dissonance I can only describe as neck-shattering in a way that is always a breath of fresh air. With all this said and done, I invite you to enjoy the bizarre world of Yakuza 0 and the thrilling experience of its dimensional karaoke.
Dimensional. Wait, so these are the Yakuza doing karaoke. Where's an eye patch? They're doing Yoinky Splinky. Also, is that Dire Tomodachi? I hate it, you know, when my shoes have knives in them. Nice. Wow. Chapter 1, I am wanted for larceny in 9 countries. Only 9?
To start
That's rookie numbers.
Various methods we employ to atomize people into their base particles. With 2 playable characters and 8 unique fighting styles, there is always variation. And for the blind people in my audience, Yakuza is a beat-em-up in the most literal sense possible.
Was that Braille on a screen?
Absolute Mongolian hordes of strange characters, such as goons, bikers, your own Yakuza, men in black, and Chinese men. Don't worry, these delicate hands would never kill anyone unless they don't subscribe. Rig that like button, smash the bell. We attack using a flurry of different, intricate combos to build our primordial rage meter, which we use to cause the real damage in the form of hundreds of completely absurd animations, ranging from light jabs to permanent injury and certain death.
Oh yeah, that's hard to come back to that one.
Beautiful and
I'm guessing this is Japan or
Japanese
something.
language expulsion of our death resource is context sensitive, with possibly hundreds of different, entirely unique animations, all dedicated to
when did this game come out?
War on bones. Are you
One
carrying a
boat.
giant cone?
Cone?
That's an animation. Are you near a ledge on this one level? Well, not to worry.
Who made
Or
this
maybe you
game?
just
When
have
did
a
it come
box.
out?
Serve that shit up faster than FedEx. Every single takedown is this gratuitously violent. But don't worry, neither of our characters canonically kill anyone. We just give them
Wait,
lifelong
really?
disabilities that are worse than death. Since
Great,
I'm
now they're in a
feeling
wheelchair.
generous,
They get
let's
better
talk
parking.
about exactly how. Playing as Kiryu-Kazoo, our fighting styles consist of
Kazoo.
the Brawler, a classic, fast-moving fighting style focused
Fast?
on replicating the police
What was that
experience.
kick?
Rush Hour, a
The
quick
police
attacking and dodge-heavy moveset well-suited to cowards. And Monkey Mode, which instantly adds several hundred pounds of muscle mass that you then have to drag around. It's not very good. Switching to our next character, Pirate Captain Goro Majima gives us the funky styles. As a thug,
What?
we have a wide range of generic moves and the fucking neck-snapping power. I don't think they're going to get back up. As a breakdancer,
yeah, no.
yes, a breakdancer, we sacrifice
With
takedowns
knife
for
shoes.
style in the most absurd and flashy way possible. And as a slugger, we cheat by pulling out the
that
fucking
movie
baseball
bets?
bat and wield it like nunchucks, letting us
They
hit
would definitely
quite
dodge it
hard
pretty
and
cool.
exploit every
Pretty sure.
boss in the game. He just can't do anything. On top of this, there are two secret fighting styles normally completely inaccessible to the player, and unfortunately, the process for their acquisition is very interesting.
I'm
One
sorry,
would say
what?
physically painful. As early as Chapter 7, you're given the business opportunity of establishing a whore monopoly, and Majima takes it with great enthusiasm. To unlock the final fighting style, we will have to run our cabaret club well enough to unseat the 5 prostitution daimyo of Japan. It'll be a fun side quest, I told myself, just like Oblivion. That's a fun game.
What? Oh god, I have to speak to women.
There are many ways to run a high society cabaret club, like abuse, but a true manager of a great establishment has many factors to consider. Contrary to popular belief, all women are different, but like the caste system, all people can be classified. Our objective is to keep the customer as happy as possible by balancing our women's specializations. Some girls are cute, others are great at conversation, and some are skilled. Akina
Skilled
has a
at
degree
what?
in biomedical engineering. Poor patrons, like me, have very low expectations and can be pleased with rubbing rocks together, while wealthy patrons have refined tastes like physical and mental abuse. Every employee has their limits, and it's up to you to stretch them
levels?
as far as possible. Truly, we are the Bezos of cabaret. Now,
No.
if you'll excuse me, I'll be attending the poor people hunt. Of course, as a proper host, it's up to you to attend to every customer, whereupon things go from relaxing to batshit. Every time you wait a table, you'll receive a cryptic hand signal from the girl, which tells you what the customer desires. And if you want to please them, you better remember all of them. What the fuck are you trying to say? I don't know. I'll be back with a gun. And just in case this wasn't painful, every time you go to a new table, the game will throw a fucking flashbang. So over the course of a never-ending grind, I was given the most painful migraine I will ever get in my life. This screen and this music inspire my killing urges. By the way, this game is a beat 'em up.
What do you unlock?
So to conclude our cabaret adventure, our reward is the Mad Dog style,
I guess, yeah, it
which
is a
allows
beat 'em
you
up.
to wield a knife and sprint at fucking breakneck velocity, stunting your foes like a cracked-up Doberman and unlocking takedowns that straight up kill people. Oh fuck, that looks pretty sharp. Anyways, good luck playing with the knife.
Yeah, good luck
style
with
is
that bleeding.
absolutely an experience, one that I would never repeat ever again. So when I heard that unlocking the other secret style involved 8 hours of the real estate quest, I promptly
Real
had a
estate?
PTSD attack.
What? Why are we singing? Why are we singing? Please don't be copyrighted.
Kiryu is going to
I know
have
he
to do
usually
without the
doesn't.
poopy farto style. I have a fucking fish to feed. Take my advice.
That's not a real
Yakuza
gun.
0 has a
This is
lot
real-
of side content, and if you happen to be a completionist, stay away, or you might just be locked in the Facebook game for 3 days. Now,
Farmville?
if you'll excuse me, I'll be spending
I
the
never
rest
played
of my day
Farmville.
betting on domestic violence.
How to spend money very responsibly?
You know, when I
Buy a
first
nice
played
green
this game,
screen.
I expected brutal combat. I expected silly takedowns, but what I didn't expect was the hour I spent with the claw
There's a claw machine? The claw.
I'm having a
Aren't those things like
fucking
actually
I
rigged?
don't think I need to play pool for 3 hours, but they just put it in. And let me tell
mean, I do
you,
it
nothing
at a
sells
bar.
the fictional world of Japan better than a good night on the town. So at this point, I
wanna
started
go to
wondering
Tokyo,
what kind
Japan
of game
so
I was
much.
actually playing. It turns out that Yakuza 0 is a lot like reality. You always need more money, mostly for upgrades where you inject money directly into your arms and collect every vaccine. But secondarily, healthcare never comes free. So
Oh,
every
yeah,
time
of
you
course.
take damage, you're gonna have to consume to fill the void inside. Or
I mean-
alternatively, carry thousands of dollars in medicine. There is no limit to juicing. It's no exaggeration to say that
you can literally
Yakuza's
buy
difficulty depends
immunity
entirely on how much of a Sigma
vaccines.
male you are. Here you might not get any pussy, but he is getting paid. You might think that beating up the homeless is the way to go, but that is for babies. If you want to make the real dough, you'll have to risk it all on gambling. More specifically, betting on scantily clad women beating each other half to death. And because
Oh my
of the
god, that her
music
neck is
and
done.
interesting visuals, putting this in my video represents me betting my real income. Majima, however, never has money
Demonetization.
problems because his cabaret pays him several billion yen. The entire plot
Billion?
of the game happens
Oh,
because we're
that's
fighting over 1/10
that's
of
a lot,
that. So
actually.
it's a shame
1/10.
that I lost all of it. Yes, all 10 billion of it, because I was robbed by a man with fucking orangutan strength.
Wait, you had that
This is
on
Mr.
you?
Shakedown, and if you ever encounter him, run. It doesn't matter how much you have. It doesn't matter how long you've
Bro
spent
is
getting
walking
it. If you lose to
bankruptcy?
Mr. Shakedown, he will take all 10 billion of it and then disappear to
How- what-
somewhere.
what
So
does
if you want
10
a
billion
cent of that
yen
back,
look
you
like?
better go find him.
Like, that's-
Eventually. That's pretty bad. But
Is
like
that
all
10
human
million
suffering,
dollars?
This can become a business opportunity. You see,
Yeah?
Mr. Shakedown is actually a form of banking. Whatever amount he robs from you, the game will add 15% more. Meaning, if you're up for the challenge of defeating Harambe, the returns are worth it. At least with
Wait,
this
so
method, your
let him
money
take
just
the
vanishes
money and
into
then
the
you
void. Of
fight
course,
him and
that
win it
isn't
back
always
in
a bad thing.
interest?
There's a lot of places to spend our money, and most of them are
Holy.
fun. A little too fun, actually. I don't want to have to read the fucking
Mahjong?
phone book to play some goddamn Chinese solitaire.
I-
Tabletop simulator, never heard of it. The only game I play is Eels and Escalators. What I'm trying to say is, this is a
Okay.
rabbit hole. A good one. My personal favorite was
This
getting
game
addicted
looks
to the bowling
awesome.
game and then winning the chicken
I
who
don't-
doubles as a financial advisor. Yakuza is not meant
License?
to be questioned, and that isn't even
I'm
the wealthiest
questioning
game.
things.
That honor goes to the phone dating, which takes the form of a shooter. Yes,
A
like
shoot-
Call of Duty. To win a date with the girl of our dreams, we are going to have to pick the right responses from a wide variety of options, most of which are insane, like inviting a girl to fight a marsupial. For some reason,
Yeah.
women don't like that. But
Aw,
the best
really?
possible outings lean heavily on this game's amazing soundtrack, which features a number of beautiful karaoke themes, stylish disco tracks, and stellar
disco.
emotional ballads. I am, of course, talking about the karaoke and the dancing, which are both incredible in their style and creativity. They are
What are
so
these-
out
the
there, so
dance moves?
truthful, and sound so good that I just couldn't get enough of it. In short, they're everything a dance should be. This scene tells me more about Majima than an entire Hideo Kojima script. Kiryu has never killed anyone, but
No,
let me
never.
tell you, this man knows how to murder a dance floor.
In a suit, no less. I don't know if you ever worn a suit, but they are not the most limber of things to wear, you know? They're not the most giving. Also, you punch in the face and just not move? You just shoot a missile out of the air? Weston with the bestin?
And yet, that's not even half the fun, because Yakuza 0 contains an array of
Don't they have, like,
interesting,
back tattoos?
meaningful,
Is that
and
the whole thing?
necessary side quests, which allow the player to engage in a variety of small stories, ranging from pizza delivery to replacing a phone battery. That one's a little boring.
Yeah, you
can
can't do
even
that anymore.
play as a Persona fan by following a child around the city. Often, these quests will have entirely unique fights and challenges, accompanied by complex moral judgment and logic puzzles.
Oh.
In one instance, I was given the task of infiltrating the cult of Munan Chohept Onas, whereupon I had to learn the practice of Shurapipi, the acquisition of Kulipas, and the greeting of Munancho, at which point the game
Wait,
tested me on
that's
their
it?
exact definitions. I promptly
really?
beat their leader to death. In another
Oh,
instance,
nice.
Kiryu teams up with the famous movie director Steven Spinning, known for his hit film Indian Jeans, to complete a
Wait,
music
I'm sorry,
video
is that a
with famous
translation, or is that
international
just trying to
pop
be
star
a
Miracle
licensing?
Johnson. I was hired to beat the extras
Miracle
to death.
Johnson,
Now
instead
that
of
I think
Michael
about it,
Jackson.
every side quest ends with a trip to the hospital, except for the pizza one. That ends in love. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno. This stands in stark
You can
contrast to the
order it off
actual
Amazon and make
plot
it
of the
delivery.
game, which is played completely straight. Taking everything I've said before into account, you might think this is weird, and sometimes it is. One day, you might be saving a helpless blind woman, and the next, abandoning her so you can play Idolmaster for several days. I'm sure that she'll be just fine. But funny anecdotes aside, there is an abundance of real drama and emotion here. Of all the things I
Can
expected
you
this
explain
game
that
to
song?
be, sad was not one of them.
Sad?
Neither did I expect a believable love story or the murder mystery. This game is downright determined to constantly surprise you, even if it has to stop making sense. In Majima's story, we are sent to kill a buff Chinese man before fighting him, teaming up with him to save the innocent, and then fighting him again. But I changed my mind. This exact arc happens with 3 separate characters.
We're wearing a tank top and a parka.
Majima's story. In fact, despite the game being called Yakuza 0, Kiryu leaves the family in Chapter 1. Then he fucking rejoins it. Every antagonist has so much.
Wait, you spend the game as not even in the Yakuza?
When you're gonna be friends with them. Every man is vying for power and control, but each does it for their own distinct reasons. Wano is a Genshin Impact player who only desires money and women. Kuze is a boxer who wants to fight a lot. Shibusawa is obsessed with power, and Nishitani is the Joker. Enemies become friends, friends become enemies, and Kuze will not leave me alone. The only character who's actually not interesting is essentially Chinese Spider-Man.
Okay, that flip was not necessary. Bro, what? Okay, someone's gonna have to fix that.
Holy shit, whose defining feature is that he's ugly. Unless you play the Chinese version of the game, then he's weirdly handsome and also on the cover. But even when playing in the most serious of circumstances, the game still catches you off guard. A tense Yakuza boss can change seemingly at random into a ridiculous combat encounter fighting 90 enraged apes. Or in the case of Majima, a visit to the CIA becoming a fever dream in which you have to fight the buff cross-dressers. The game cares more about good gameplay and fun story than actually making sense. It's quite refreshing. When Yakuza gets serious, it really means something, and when it's being silly, it's absolutely
bonkers.
Everything has impact, unless it's a gun. We haven't killed
no,
anyone, by the way.
No one's died.
Yakuza is more true to life than any other game I've ever played. Not
honestly, it does kind of seem like it.
Being realistic, but emotionally. At the beginning of this game, Kiryu is just kind of a cool buff guy, but after exploring his friendships, seeing him have fun, and just interacting with people, I realized that this is much more. So when things take a bad turn and we're at our lowest point, you really feel it more than almost any other game. Yakuza is about life, with all the beautiful ecstasy, awful tragedy, and everything in between. Fights are never just fun in Yakuza. They can be comedic, cathartic, or
so did they just use the Yakuza as like a fast track
filled with emotion and personality.
You know,
when I first played,
all the
I
emotion
thought
you feel in life
was all over the place, that it was somehow messy. But now I realize that life is fucking messy.
You're absolutely right.
That's okay.
You are absolutely right, my dude.
I want to thank all of the Yakuza bosses who are using my channel to launder money, kind of like a pizza joint in New York City. If you want to contribute towards the channel and facilitate all of our questionable activities, then I recommend taking a look at my
Are these all of his patrons? He deserves more, and we're not even done yet.
And of course,
he deserves everything. Oh god, Resident Evil 4. I'm streaming that on Saturdays. I think I'm getting close to the end. I don't think I'll be streaming this coming Saturday because we're going to a Travis Scott concert. Hopefully this song's not copywritten, but oh my god, Yakuza, this one did not disappoint. He is right. It is a lot like life. It has very silly moments. It has really sad moments. It has emotions. It has people. It has all different things you're going to come across. I don't know when this game came out. It definitely looks like it came out not that long ago, especially with how much stuff they're able to do with all the animations and all that. It looks like it might only be like a few years old. Maybe. I'm not really sure. I don't know who made it, but whoever made it is definitely, they've made other good games, I would imagine. But Yakuza 0, Japan Simulator, it's amazing video. Let me know what the next Max0r video should be. People have been saying the Ultra Kill videos, but apparently that would, I think, make my brain melt or something like that. I think that's what they said. But this is a really good video. I hope to subscribe to some of my future videos. Next Sunday should be a Russian Badger video. I'm alternating Max0r and Russian Badger on Sundays. And JonTron is always on Sundays for the most part until I run out of JonTron videos, which I've been doing for an entire month now. But like I said, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you subscribed. I look forward to reading your comments. But until next video, take care and keep the music.
We're playing.